Hello, everybody. It is Friday, and it's almost the weekend. You know what? I'm going to actually count Friday as starting the weekend. I know some of you are probably on your way to work, at work, on your way home from work. Maybe you're not listening to this on a Friday, which that's fine, totally fine. But I'm going to start counting Friday as the beginning, the gateway to the weekend. So it's the weekend. But to end out our week, I'm actually going to end out more than just our week. I'm going to end out where we've been the past 3 weeks with this collapse of a kingdom, and we've looked at the kingdom of self. Again, we could have called that a number of different things. We looked at the kingdom of insecurity, kingdom of presumption, and kingdom of control. These four, and please know that again, I have said this so many times, but I need to emphasize it. I guess like the old saying is, you need to say something 7 times for people to keep it. So I don't know what number this is, but I'm going to say it again. There's a number of other kingdoms that fight for control every single day for our allegiance and for our lives, and so. These were just four that, as I was praying through and reading through Jesus' time in the wilderness and the temptations that he faced against the devil, these are the ones that surfaced for my life, and that I have known that others also fight against. So, what I want to kind of lead you through for today and tomorrow, to evaluate and discuss, or maybe even create or share something that reflects or is responsive to where we've been the past 3 weeks. I'm going to use them all together. And so here's the question I want you to evaluate, to use to evaluate, and like maybe you can have a conversation with somebody or journal, the creative thing that I'll share here in a second for Saturday, which you can also do today. And I get not everybody does this. I'm not the podcast police that where I'm going to say you didn't do your assignment. I'm not going to do that. But here's the question I want you to think through. Which of these, so talking about the four that I just talked about or just reminded you of, and that we've talked about over the past few weeks, which of these and or what other kingdoms need collapsed within our lives? This plays on a little bit of where we were just now this week. With the praying exercise, and so we're going to revisit that a little bit, but use this as a lens and this question to help you see: is it the kingdom of money, the kingdom of success, the kingdom of comfort, the kingdom of you fill in the blank? Okay, but which of these and what other kingdoms need collapse within our lives? And I want to remind you again: there can only be one king, and his kingdom is going to be the one that stands. So that's why these past 3 weeks have been called the collapse of a kingdom, because when two kings occupy or try to occupy the same space, chaos happens, war happens, conflict results. And so in the end, all of these other kingdoms will fall and only his kingdom will stand. And so we have the opportunity, the invitation, and the joy to respond to this invitation from this king to enter into his kingdom. And there's going to be some struggle. There's going to be some suffering in terms of like having to sit there and process, okay, I'm coming into your kingdom, Jesus. How do I remove my affiliation, remove my allegiance, remove my support for these other things that I've been submitting to for all this time, and throw them to you? How do I move them to you and pledge everything to you as the rightful true king, not only of the whole world and all of the cosmos, but of my life? So that's what I want you to evaluate. It's going to lean back into that because this truly is such a big deal. This truly is such a big deal. And then the Saturday component, the creative part of it, is maybe, again, I'm not a writer. I wish I was. I wish I was better at it. But what I came up with you for this time is maybe write a journal entry or write a letter. Write a letter to God, surrendering control over something that you are holding tightly to. So whether that be a dream of making a bunch of money and being a millionaire, and no matter what, like that's the end, and whatever means you need to do to get there, the means justify the end, or the end justify the means. Sorry, I said that backwards. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's I'm holding so tightly that this relationship becomes this, and it's just not. So like the kingdom of control has moved you and enlisted you to like manipulate people to try to get them to a place where they act a certain way with you or something like that, whatever it might be. We all hold tightly to something. Sometimes those are important and sometimes those are actually good, but even good things can become bad when they replace God, replace Jesus as our king. So write a letter to God, surrendering control over something that you are holding tightly to, and then pray over it and release it. That's all I have for you today. So it's not easy, but it is short. So take some time, evaluate, process, and do what you need to do. I mean, again, if you ever want to talk and process through this in conversation, let's do it. Not just me. You can absolutely. I encourage you. Actually, one of the things that I think is a difficulty or a struggle for people is to trust others, even if they're in the same church, same congregation, and so they always turn to a person with a title. I want you to know I am happy to be there for you, but also like as a community, as a Direction Church family, I know that Jesus longs for us to be there for one another too. So it doesn't have to be me. You can reach out and lean into somebody else and ask them to walk with you as you're processing that. And as you practice vulnerability and show that, maybe they will get the encouragement to reciprocate that, to be vulnerable and share with you. So that's what I have for you for this week. I'm very excited about what this Sunday is going to be with the rise of a better kingdom, and then beyond that, it's Palm Sunday, and the next week is Resurrection Sunday and Passion Week, and all the things about that. And so we're going to move on towards that as we are now following Jesus as he's moved beyond the wilderness, and so this whole series is coming to a close. And it's going to culminate with our Resurrection Sunday celebration. So if you are around and you haven't gathered with us, you are invited to a brunch on Easter morning at our house, at the house that we meet, our main house that we meet in right now. If you need directions to that, you can message me, Patrick, at directionchurch.com, or get in touch with somebody from DC, and we will get you to where you need to go. So I'm excited about all the things that we're going to be celebrating and remembering and meditating on and growing and being in community together, especially this time of year. So I'll leave that to you. I'll leave you guys with that. And I pray you guys have a blessed weekend, and I hope to see you Sunday.